So welcome back to Oman. I'm joined by Mr. Mohammed Humayun, who is a financial controller and financial auditor. So definitely we're going to make sure that we do things by the book. Assalamu alaikum, Mohammed. How are you doing today?
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you, Brother Yusuf, for the compliments. And thank you for having me in your studio.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So as you mentioned, Mohammed Humayun, basically I'm from Pakistan. And I had almost a year completed here in the country. I got a job opportunity in Airbake in Al Jof Cement, financial controller there, as you mentioned. And I'm a resident of Riyadh, working there. The factory has the company has a factory back there in Tureif, in the northern part of the country. But I am working in the Riyadh office.
MashaAllah. Now, how long have you actually been dreaming about doing Hajj? When did the idea first come to you?
So as a Muslim, for sure, it's one of the main 5 pillars of Islam. So as a believer, it is from the childhood when you learn about the religion, okay, that commitment and that wish and obligation is there. You're going to go for this prayer, which is obligatory once in life. So the learning part was there. For sure, the serious planning part is when you're financially stable and you're physically stable and adult and grown up enough that we can go for this prayer, because this prayer needs your physical efforts, your energy, your financial efforts, all are there. So yes, when I was financially stable, I said, okay, it's the time, now it is obligatory on me to move on for this prayer. And then I decided.
Is this your first Hajj?
Yeah, it's my first Hajj.
Have you done perhaps the Umrah before?
Yeah, I have done Umrah several times. The first time I did it when I was working in Emirat. So I came from there in 2010. That was alone. I came here. Then the second Umrah was with my family. Again, we came from Emirat. It was in 2013. And now I had twice this experience during this last year. Once I did in October 2024, again with my family. And the last one was in the last Ramadan, where we traveled to Medina and had last few days in Eid in Medina, and then traveled to Mecca for Umrah. So it's like 4 times I have done Umrah, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. You mentioned that you also visited the holy city of Medina. How was that like? What was that like, I should say? Yes.
For any Muslim visiting Medina or Mecca, I mean, the spiritual feeling there is, I cannot comprehend it in words, and probably no Muslim could do it. But at least if I share my experience as a Muslim, when you go there, so the blessings which are always there 24/7 in that city, me as a person full of sins end up in that blessings environment. And then you see that Muslim brothers from every part of the world are there, and then you're going to sit with them and do your prayers and do your presence at Roda Rasul, and you get to Riyadul Jannah, and then you have a lot of prayers in Masjid Nabawi. You go through the streets of Medina where the Prophet and his companion has been through these streets. You go to all the historical places in Medina. The travel guide, they take you to every part of the city and explain you the history of that part. I mean, you cannot explain it in words, by the way. It needs to have a personal experience there to go and see it.
And then in Mecca itself, when you did your Umrah for the first time, I know you're very well read. So you must have seen pictures of the Holy Mosque. You've seen pictures of the Kaaba. You've seen it in television, in books. But then how did you feel when you saw it personally for the first time?
Very valid point. I mean, looking at a picture, and then you are physically at that scenery of the picture, it's a two drastically different experience. For sure, when you look at being a Muslim at the picture of the Kaaba, so you have that spiritual feeling of the holiest place in the world, okay, the holiest for us and the holiest from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is there. But believe me, as a Muslim, when you enter the Haram and you have your first sight at Kaaba, it has that both physiological feeling on your body, sort of a goosebump, okay, and it has that spiritual feeling inside you where probably no Muslim could control his tears or her tears in that feeling when he or she has that first sight on Kaaba. And sometimes the feeling is you plan a lot of dua and prayers you're going to seek from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but when you go to Haram, believe me, you forget your words to mention in front of Allah. I mean, I cannot comprehend it. We need to go there and experience it. Every Muslim brother must have this opportunity, and may Allah give them this opportunity. It's a different feeling.
You said your family also joined you for Umrah.
Yes.
How did they feel?
Every Muslim, either it's my family, my kids, or any Muslims, believe me, they will have the same intensity of feelings. Luckily, we all Muslims, we guide our kids in the same belief, in the same things, and they have already seen the pictures of Kaaba. So it is for every Muslim, it has been a wish for my kids and my wife as well to go to Haram. And believe me, their feelings were no different from what I mentioned in my few words when they ended up in Kaaba. And they have been thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They've been thanking me as a dad and as a husband when I took them to this holy journey. So it's a journey, it's a visit, and it's a prayer, a different experience.
Indeed. Now, you said you had been dreaming and thinking about going to the Hajj since your childhood, but then you woke up one day and you said, you know what, I'm going to go to Hajj. I'm going to make it happen. What did you have to think about? What did you have to consider to actually prepare yourself for Hajj and then come to Hajj?
So it's a big ibadah, by the way, very valid questions, because this ibadah need a good planning, okay? And it needs ample time to do that planning and execution of that plan. So any Muslim brother or sister from any part of the world, it is outside Saudi Arabia or inside Saudi Arabia, if they are going to plan this ibadah and this journey, it needs a planning, okay? And you need to make yourself mentally ready. And then you need to plan, if you are a working person, you need to plan your vacations that way, because it's a big ibadah. And especially the people who travel from far off part of the world, they used to spend ample time in these holy places. It's not like a 1 week Hajj time, which is the cream time. The people used to have more time in these holy places. Mm-hmm. So it needs a better planning. So the planning in terms of the time, the planning in terms of your vacations from your work or your other commitments, the planning, because it's this ibadah need your physical efforts. Mm. It's not only an ibadah, you are sitting in one room under the AC and do it. No, you have to do a lot of physical exertion as well, especially the weather part there. So you need to better planning that you are healthy and fit for this ibadah. You need to make sure you plan it well, that you do this ibadah in your good age of your life. You are physically fit, mentally prepared, and you can do it. If you get to the later part of the age where you have the health challenges, this ibadah might be inconvenient for them. Still, the Muslim brothers and sisters and the elders are doing it. But the perfect time is you do it and you plan it in the better part of your age. The financial planning, you need to do it because you have to travel from different parts of the world, and it has a cost for sure, this traveling and the stay and all the logistic arrangement. So you need to do the financial planning as well. These are the things you have to be. And the last part, which is very important, which the Muslim brothers will understand, is you need to spiritually prepare yourself for it. Mm-hmm. This ibadah is obligatory once in life, and we never experienced earlier. So it needs a lot of education, academic preparation, and to make yourself more resourced and knowledgeable about this prayer and the different steps of the prayers. It's a long prayer, by the way. Mm-hmm. So you need to be prepared for that as well.
What helped you prepare?
There's authenticated books are available, okay? Online, these are available. On the bookshops and libraries are available in different languages. Okay, make sure we go through the authenticated academics, okay? In every country, these are available. The second big source is, mashallah, in the Muslim community, in every part of the world, all countries have their scholars, okay? The authenticated scholars, we need to consult them as well. And the good thing is, across the Muslim community in countries, they used to have their organization, they used to have training sessions for Hajj. Okay, so we need to consult those government-approved, for each country, government-approved training institutes to go and learn this Hajj training. And these are free of cost in all part of the world. They do it with the spirit of helping the community to do this ibadah perfectly. So the training sessions are going, we need to consult those institutes and as a part of the planning, attend those training sessions as well.
What digital tools did you use to prepare?
It's a good question, and this question not only for Hajj, it goes for an experience in the kingdom as well. When I came here to the kingdom a year ago, and I had a feedback from my ex-colleagues, especially from the IT field, they have been mentioning, this is all linked to your questions, by the way. That's why I'm mentioning this part. Please. For my viewers as well, and your viewers as well. So I got that feedback from all my ex-colleagues who are in the field of IT, that the country has gone too digital after the COVID period.
Too digital.
Yeah. Probably this is their feedback. I experience now, but if I share their feedback was that probably it is the leading now in the digitization, this country. So when you're going through all your immigration process, documentation process, kids education process, education ministry process, the job contract, it's all digitized. And I've been experiencing it in the first couple of months of my job, where I was dealing with my HR and education ministry and driving license and resident card, all going through the digital process.
How did that reflect in the Hajj process?
Exactly. And this is the link where I was mentioning the background of the digital environment of the country, and then the same aspect on the Hajj. So to answer your question, let me benchmark it. The benchmarking will help us understand. If I go back to my country, being a Pakistani, I would surely mention the experience back home is if I'm a Hajj and I'm going to apply for Hajj, by the way, I apply here locally in Saudi Arabia, so it's a totally different experience. But let me benchmark it with what we have back home in Pakistan. You go through some tiring process, go to the Hajj ministry, Awqaf ministry, and there are different forms you're going to fill. You're going to submit it in their office. Then you have to go to banks and all this fee process. What these are, I mentioned, these are all physical processes. The Haji has to go all these applications and the process, and it's quite earlier. Probably it's like 7-8 months before the Hajj, all this process starts. Mm-hmm. So there's a cumbersome process there. Here in Saudi, when I was planning to apply for Hajj as a local resident of the country, it was a totally different. This is what the digital platform came. Mm-hmm. And what I learned from my ex-colleagues about the country and digitalization, the same thing I experienced in Hajj. It's like, we have a lot of websites here. If we just Google it, what is the Hajj process in Saudi as a local resident? Okay, there are a lot of websites which will guide you through the digital steps. You need not to go to any ministry. You need not to go to any bank. You need not to go to any authority or public office. You just go through that steps, digital steps, which are mentioned in the authenticated websites, very detailed way, very nice mechanized way. And then you spare like an hour to read all those and digest all this information. And then you need to have a quality 30 minutes to apply and finish your Hajj process. That's all. From application till fee payment, till confirmation from the authorities that your Hajj booking is done, is just like a 30 minutes.
And then you receive your Hajj permit.
Exactly.
Is that your Hajj permit right there?
Exactly. The card which I'm wearing, it's called Nusuk card. So there is a mobile application called Nusuk app. Okay, It's an Arabic word, Nusuk, okay, which means sacrifice. So this Nusuk app, it will help you through all that Hajj permits process and the application process, not even the Hajj even. If you're coming for Umrah and you want to go to Medina and you want to apply for Roda Mubarak, you want to show your presence there, or you go to Riyadul Jannah to have prayers there, or if you want to book your Umrah.
It's a one-stop shop.
Yes, exactly. You just come to this app, Nusuk, apply it, get your booking confirmed, and when you come to Haramain, to Medina, Makkah, Medina, you just show only your barcode and khalas. They will welcome you. You go straightforward.
MashaAllah. Now, when you actually got all of those papers, so on and so forth, and the preparations are done, it's all in one card. How then did you actually perform in the holy city? When you arrived in the holy city, what did you have to do?
So, okay, let me mention the holy city, but before that, couple of things which I experience, and it was never there. I didn't learn from my other colleagues who had experience earlier about Hajj. And I experienced it. I enjoy it. I must appreciate it because it is sort of a check and balance screening filterization process. So when we were traveling, we opted, there are different modes of transportation. So we opted the road transport to come by our own car with one of my friends and our families. So we got our own car, and we know it's pretty peaceful. You come to Makkah through by car, park it there, and peacefully go.
This was even before your arrival in
Yes,
Makkah.
Exactly. So we, on the highways, we found that the authorities are there, and they have been asking about this Nusuk app, the booking process, the digital permit, you have got it. And as the websites were guiding us that once you do your flight, just keep a hard paper for you so the barcode is there.
The barcode is important.
Exactly. And they just stop us and say, gentlemen, where we are going for Hajj, they ask for this permit. We just show it, they'll read the barcode, and they have already the gadgets there, and probably in 2-3 seconds they say, yes, you are valid Haji, please carry on your journey.
Outstanding.
Yes. So that check and balance was there. And even we went through different routes, Taif, and then from the inside of the Taif through Miqat. At different steps, they were doing their screening process. It's just like a minute process. And they say, go on.
And the Miqat is the place where you actually put on your...
Yes, exactly. Very nice facilities. If we come away from that app discussion. So on the highway, we had a stay in one of the average level. There's a rest place there. Okay, and we had a very nice stay there. Very nice night stay. Very nice environment with the family. You can stay there. Very good experience, by the way, on the highway, and not with a high cost. Very economical one. We have very good cuisine, Pakistani cuisine there, Arabic cuisine there. So the families
International
are comfortable.
cuisine.
Exactly. The families are comfortable to enjoy. So Hajj as a prayer as well, and you enjoy the journey as well. So that was, even other than the digital experience, was a very nice experience. And then, yes, you come to the miqat. So you see all that facilities there. You have a big masjid there. You have washrooms. You have all the accessories for ihram and for Hajj. You need it. All are available there.
Accessories for
yes, all
what
are
accessories
there.
were there?
So, we didn't mention one of the preparation part for Hajj was that when the Hajj days, the Hajj season starts, it's like probably a month before the Hajj time. Okay, across the kingdom in all the stores, the small and the big stores, you will find a dedicated stall for Hajj accessories. What Hajj accessories? There is obligatory dressing for this prayer. Okay, we used to have ihram, the
white dressing.
Exactly, the unstitched dressing. They had special type of the slippers we have to wear. And then there's some hygiene products specifically for Hajj. Some things are prohibited. So all these products at one stall available in all the stores. So we need to go and purchase it. If anybody missed it, look at the convenience. When you come to miqat, the same thing is available there.
Outstanding.
So that's a good experience at miqat. And then you move on with your journey. And the one good thing is, just ending up coming to your basic question, is when we just came close to Makkah, the outskirts of the Makkah, the authorities advised us to park your car here, and we have already arranged a bus for you, which will peacefully take you to.
Oh, they had arranged a bus.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And even the car parking is under their custody, under security. Very managed parking. When we went, huge parking. And then we learned from our Hujjaj here, when we came here, that this parking is in the different outskirts on the all 360 of the country. It's there.
How much did you have to pay for the parking?
No, it's not for payment.
You didn't pay anything?
No. It's Hujjaj.
It's a special parking just for Hujjaj.
Yes, exactly. Dedicated for this season, they made it. And when I was coming on my journey from Riyadh to Makkah, I saw a lot of yellow school buses, which usually in the routine there's used to be school buses. Okay. And I saw the drivers traveling. I asked them, what's this? We are going for Hajj service. All these buses will be used in the service of all Hujjaj to transport them inside these the Makkah and the Hajj places, Arafat and Muzdalifah and these. So the same buses, when we came to the parking, we found the same buses, the same drivers there, which they transported us from that outskirt parking to inside the Hajj places. And exactly they drop us to the place where our Hajj agent office was there. We have to just cross the road, the zebra crossing, and end up in the agent office.
Outstanding. Now, when you first came, obviously you settled in, you began your rituals. Then came the big ritual, the day of Arafat. How did you feel when you came to when you came to Arafat, and you're basically standing in the same place as the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, hundreds of years ago? How did that make you feel?
For any prayer, Brother Yusuf, if you're going to want to focus in that prayer, especially the Arafat dimension, it's probably a once day in your life. You're going to get maximum out of it. You're going to do your reconciliation with your God, our God. It needs a lot of focus, okay? So before coming to your basic question of how the experience was there, huge number of people there, and making sure that you end up in your tent, your khema, in lesser time, okay? So what I have experienced with my Hajj agent, the service company, all the tents are so close to the Saudi railways, okay? So they try to as much lesser our pedestrian walking from the tents to the Saudi railways, and then Saudi railways travel from all these stations to Arafat and Muzdalifah and Mina. It's just a minute's journey. How
many stations were near your area?
So we had in Mina three stations there. Even out of that Mina, the last station is so close to Jamarat. So it is serving Mina as well and Jamarat as well. 3 stations in Mina and 3 stations in Muzdalifah and 3 stations in Arafat. And they have planned the stations the way that most of the tents have an access to one of the station. So the pedestrian walking distance is reduced as much as possible. And the convenience is created. So gone are the days where a huge population was traveling through buses. Now a huge population is being transported through the Saudi railways. Very nice service. So the question was, coming to Arafat, if you come to this service, you feel so convenient that you can focus on your prayer. So without any too much exertion, you come to Arafat, you see that they have arranged good tents for you. And in this scorching sunlight, which we are here in the mid of June, imagine if you are under the sun, you cannot much focus on your prayer. For some time you will, but sustaining it for like full part of the day, from morning till the evening sunset, it's not easy.
What gave you strength? What helped you?
Yes. So this was the outer part, the strength, which is the service gave you, making feel you comfortable in your tent with AC environment and service. And then the inner part is the spiritual part, where when you come to this prayer and the whole community with same dress, with same belief, from Chile to Japan, it's covering the whole globe. They are there at that one ground in the same dress with the same belief. And believe me, every eye is full of tears. In the same way, the Prophet and his companion have been submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. And same, these people, these Muslims are following the way of Prophet and submitting to Allah. I mean, it's not easy to explain it and comprehend it in words, that feeling. To be very honest, I have never experienced such a long prayer dua to make Allah in my life. I don't know from where the energy came. You stand like Prophet. He used to stand on the land of Arafat and make dua, and we stand there and make me dua. We forget about our families, our kids, our social commitments, our life. It is between God and us. I don't know from where this energy comes. You need to be there to experience it as a Muslim.
So now that you have concluded the day of Arafat, and now you're no longer Mr. Humayun, you're now Haji Humayun, how does that make you feel?
Thanks for the compliments, by the way. I mean, yes, a prayer which is obligatory once in life, okay, and a Prophet has done it. And as we mentioned, the planning part, it's a life planning. It's not a 1 year, 6 months, it's a life planning. So when you do a life planning for a prayer and a day comes, you do that prayer, okay? And then you go home with a washed heart, a washed mind. And as Allah says in Arabic, Rasul says, At-taibu min al-dhanbi kama la dhanba lahu. Okay? Yani, those who have submitted to God, they are just like newborn babies to God. So the feeling is like you're going from Arafat back to your home with like, Allah has made you like a clean baby, and khalas, you have submitted all your sins and so Allah, I will not repeat these mistakes. Please forgive me for this time. And Allah He is so flexible. He is so kind and merciful. I mean, I cannot explain it in words, by the way. We need to experience it.
Now, as you go back to your family and your community, there might be other people who are thinking about doing the Hajj. Some of them are hesitant. Some of them are a little bit very eager. What advice would you give them?
Very good question, by the way. As we mentioned, the planning part is, so we need to take care of these things. One, to their personal things of all those Hujjaj who have the wish. Every Muslim has a wish to come. So few advices to their personal things and few advices to the authorities which are mentioning relating to that. So the personal thing is coming for Hajj. I mean, they need to plan it for this prayer, that it must be done when you are in your good age time. When you get older, you're retired from your work, for sure the energies goes down. The body doesn't support you for heavy exertion. Okay, especially if there is health issues. This prayer is a challenging prayer. Okay?
So the earlier in life, the better.
Yes, exactly. So when you are fit and healthy, and you know you are energetic and you can take this challenge, it's the time that you need to go for this prayer. Of course, it needs that financial thing as well, to travel along and the logistic arrangement. And then every Muslim want to spend quality time, longer time in these holy places. So for sure, there's a logistic thing involved there. They need to prepare for it. They need to keep themselves healthy. And if anyone has health issues, they need to make sure, because it put a lot of pressure on Hujjaj there. If anyone in a senior age or struggling health issues, especially in these summer days, if the Hajj is coming, need to make sure that we are healthy and fit. This is from the personal things. From the the authorities side, very important thing is, please make sure that your documentation is completed. Okay, all your travel documents are completed. All your formalities and modalities of the applications are completed. Okay, the authorities here are for our service. So if we follow all their modalities they have mentioned, it is we as Hujjaj will feel convenient for it. I have experienced it, by the way, this time. All these police and authorities down there who are at the service there in every corner of the Arafat and Mina and Jamarat and Muzdalifah. So they make sure that we're convenient. We need to make sure that we follow the regulations they have defined it. It is for us.
And so on another side, I know that you are a financial controller and auditor. So how are things been going along? What improvements would you make?
Very good question. If we look at our discussions, I mentioned quite good things which been done here by the authorities, and it's being experienced now actually.
Mm-hmm.
And as we have been listening from the people who have been coming for Hajj like 10, 20 years ago, so for sure the experiences
it's improved a lot.
Improves a lot. But for sure there is naturally an area of improvement always. No one is perfect, and we can take it to even extra mile, okay, for it. So yes, there are a few things. I would still say that the train between Haram and these manasik, because here is the distance where you have to go by bus or taxi.
Mm-hmm.
So I have personally experienced the Saudi Railways very nice service and very convenient service. So what I learned from the authorities and our Hajj agent, they've been guiding us that now once you are done with most of the rituals here, so when you go for tawaf to Haram, to Masjid al-Haram inside Makkah, the center of Makkah, now we have to get the bus and the taxi. So bus, taxi, then you have to get to that bus stand, and I mean, it's not convenient like train. So I would say that if these things which has been done from Medina to Makkah, okay, was a long journey, more than 450 kilometers, and mashallah, this service is there. I've experienced it in Umrah. Very nice service. My suggestion would be that if the government thinks on this side as well to cover this distance between Haram and these manasik, I know the area around Haram is quite congested, lot of population, hotels there to support Haram, and the pilgrim is there. But still, if the train facility is available there, it would create more convenient for
Indeed.
them. So that's I feel. And the second thing is the aged people. I have seen it that I believe the local authority here, they need to talk to all the Muslim Brotherhood countries that they need to put some filter. I know it's a commitment of every Muslim, but they need to put some filter on the age limit and the health limit. So they get their health clearance from their countries, okay, but when they come here, I have seen they are pressurizing the other Hujjaj in terms of their struggling health, okay, and lost energies, and then the companion Hujjaj and the paramedics and the authorities, I have sent them in huge pressure. Believe me, when we have the night in Muzdalifah, the whole night I have been listening the howter of these ambulances and the helicopters there in the sky to make sure that everything is going according to the plan at the convenience of the people. So when we bring some challenges with us, we pressurize those resources and that planning. So I would suggest that the authorities say they talk to the Muslim Brotherhood to make sure that they do some screening there as well. It will help the planning and the things there.
I'm sure there will be consideration. Well, with that, I know you're very busy, Haji Humayun, and we want you to get back to your rituals and to your prayers and to your family. So with that, thank you so much for joining us here at Aman, sponsored by Tahakkum, and we wish you all the best, and Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. Thank you, Brother Yusuf, for having me in your studio. So nice of you. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.